Totally forgot to do this, but here are my favorite first listens of 2024, excluding 2024 releases. Let's start off with Mercurial World. Magdalena Bay made my favorite album of 2024, Imaginal Disc. And that was my introduction to them, so I decided to listen to Mercurial World, and it is just as mind blowing. I really don't know how they do it. This is somehow even crazier than Imaginal Disc. My highlights are You Lose, Cherry, Dream Catching, and The Beginning, which is the closing track. But really, every song bangs. They're probably gonna be my favorite band soon. Stupidly, I had never listened to Deftones before until 2024, but now I get the hype. I listened to all their albums and there's not a weak link. White Pony is also amazing, but Around the Fur might be one of the best nu metal albums ever made. I'm not going to say that it's the best because Toxicity exists, but this is like top to bottom banger riffs, and really just everyone being on the exact same page, and Chino Moreno is probably the greatest metal singer of all time. My highlights include My Own Summer, Shove It, Mascara, and what I think might be the greatest metal song ever made, Be Quiet and Drive Far Away. I never declared a band to be one of my favorites faster than I did with Pup. I'm an emo skater punk boy at heart, and this album it's everything I want. They have a great track record. I mean, their latest album was good, not fantastic or anything, but they mainly stayed consistent, and Morbid Stuff is the epitome of it's catchy as fuck. I honestly wish I came up with some of these melodies and riffs, because there isn't a single bad hook on here. And to top it all off, the lyrics are very emo, but it's also fucking hilarious. What you were thinking when you saw me in the produce section, buying organic foods, making healthy selections. I asked you how you've been, not that it's any of my business, but you know me, I've always been a little masochistic. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. Highlights are Kids, Free at Last, See You at Your Funeral. Probably one of the best 3 song runs in all of pop punk. Closure, Bloody Mary, Kate and Ashley, yes, that's an actual song title, it's great. And Sibling Rivalry. I love the Sky Ferreira song in Baby Girl, so I decided to listen to her album. Whatever genre you want to put this under, it is absolutely chaotic in the most fun way possible. I adore Sky's voice. It's very minimalist, yet very haunting. But yet she still sounds so beautiful. Anyway, my highlights for this one are Boys, 24 Hours, You're Not the One, I Will, and Nighttime, My Time. I just realized a lot of these are going to be rock related, but holy fuck, I love Title Fight. All of their albums are good, but Floral Green just does something to me. It is a noise punk album, but I feel like this might sound weird, but I feel like the noise is being used to represent a sense of nostalgia. Maybe I'm just crazy, but that's kind of how I hear it, and that's what I see in the lyrics of this thing. It's like a painful nostalgia. Particularly the guitar riffs and the drumming are something that I can't get out of my head. And I also can't get Jamie's amazing vocals out of my head. That guy can fucking wail, no doubt. Highlights for me are Numb But I Still Feel It, Leaf, Lefty, and I'm sure some of you guys know, but Head in the Ceiling Fan is one of my favorite songs of all time now. That might be one of my favorite guitar riffs just ever. This might be blasphemous because I know they're hated now and for good reason. This is pretty much their only good album. But Greatest Hits by Remo Drive is one hell of a debut. Amazing vocals, amazing guitar, stellar drumming, stellar bass. And some of my favorite outros in recent memory. I'm gonna say my biggest highlight is Art School, mainly because I adore that riff and that opening. Strawberryta is also really good. And You're Killing Me is also good. I wanted to get more into Paramore. I've heard Brand New Eyes before, and this is why. Both good, and their self-titled album is just as good. Of course, Hayley Williams is a killer vocalist. Very few singers, I feel like, have as much range as she does. I mean, what else can I really say? It's a self-titled. It kind of just screams, we are Paramore. Immediately sets the tone with Fast in My Car, and just keeps that energy going. I'm only gonna mention one highlight, and that's part 2, which is probably my favorite Paramore song. But don't be fooled, every song on here bangs. And I'm gonna end it here, Best Buds by Mom Jeans. This has been a very Midwest emo year. A year of me discovering that I love Midwest emo. And in a weird way, this album made me feel the most nostalgic all year. I don't know, I listened to this album, I listened to every one of these songs, and I'm immediately flung back to my time at college. This is exactly the kind of music that me and my college friends would listen to when we were hanging out. It just wasn't this, we didn't know what this was at the time. I feel like I'm skating around with my friends in New Hampshire listening to this album. It's a very strange sounding album, but yet it's still fun. But yet it's one of the coldest albums that I've ever listened to, in a very good way. I love every single thing that every band member here is doing. Eric, the lead vocalist, sounds like Rigby from Regular Show, and I can't unhear it, and I fucking love it. Pretty much every guitar riff is burned into my memory. Austin is drumming and playing the trumpet, and it's heavenly. It's heavenly. There's a song called Scott Pilgrim versus My GPA. There's a song called Edward 40 Hands. Poor Boxer Shorts. Vape Nation. It's trust me, I know these song names sound weird, but they're so good. This is honestly one of my favorite albums, just bar none. Highlights include pretty much everything, but Scott Pilgrim vs. My GPA and Vape Nation are two of my favorite closers just ever. What are your favorite first listens of the year?